WWE is set to honor those in pro wrestling that achieved great success with their annual Hall of Fame ceremony. From world champion wrestlers to incredible managers, many hope to have their career be worthy enough for an induction. Still, some will never see this happen for one reason or another. This is Wrestling Hub, and in this video, we're taking a look at wrestlers WWE will never induct into the Hall of Fame. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official, and also follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. While he had an extensive wrestling career as Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis is most known for his time as an executive in the industry. He was the longtime head of talent relations for WWE, and even notably had an on-screen authority role as the general manager of Raw. While he was a part of WWE for about 2 decades, he would be released from his position after his involvement in the Vince McMahon hush money scandal came to light through an investigation. It's because of this, Laurinaitis may never see his name enter the Hall of Fame. As a part of the Rockers, Marty Genetti and Shawn Michaels made their names in WWE. Their fast-paced and high-flying offense influenced a generation of talent. This team in their singles career, following their breakup, would also set a standard. With Shawn Michaels turning on Marty Genetti, Shawn went on to become the Heartbreak Kid and a multiple-time world champion. Genetti, on the other hand, still had a great career, but seemed to be overshadowed by his former partner. Thus, every tag team that breaks up wonders who will be the Michaels and who will be the Genetti. Despite this, Genetti won multiple titles and had a career that warrants a Hall of Fame induction. Still, his issues outside the ring, odd posts on social media, and involvement in a class action lawsuit against the company in 2016 will more than likely keep him out of the Hall. Starting out in WCW as a valet for her husband, Steve Mongo McMichael, Deborah would call herself the Queen of WCW. She would also manage the Four Horsemen and later turn on Mongo to manage Jeff Jarrett. She would join WWE with Jarrett, helping Jeff to win matches. She is also known for being married to Stone Cold Steve Austin, as Austin would be arrested when authorities were called to their home and they found bruises and a bloody nose on Deborah. Following their divorce and Austin's return to WWE, Deborah was not brought back or even mentioned by the company until 2021, when WWE put up a list of female performers that made an impact outside the ring. It's safe to say that WWE doesn't want to reminisce on domestic violence to include her in the Hall of Fame. Known for her role as a manager, Miss Elizabeth is a legend of professional wrestling. She is most fondly remembered for her time as the valet of Randy Savage in the WWE. She would have a rivalry with the Macho Man as well as a reunion, a storyline that touched the hearts of fans. In WCW, she would be a part of the New World Order and managed Lex Luger. Outside of pro wrestling, she had problems with substance abuse, which led to her tragic passing. While she is a great case to be in the Hall of Fame, it's likely her family has no interest in promoting professional wrestling, which arguably led to her demise. Talking about if she should be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, Booker T noted on his podcast, "You know what, man? I'm not going to sit here and say anything other than I echo the sentiment. Miss Elizabeth definitely deserves her spot inside the Hall of Fame." And I was just last week, I was talking about Eric Bischoff, and I said, I think about wrestlers, and Elizabeth, of course, she wasn't a wrestler, but what she gave to the business and footprint that she left is definitely something. We're talking about it right now. It's definitely something that's going to be remembered for many, many years. I say it all the time. I don't think there would have been a King Booker and Queen Charmel if there wasn't the Macho Man Randy Savage and the lovely Miss Elizabeth. I just don't think it would have been. The Macho Man, finger up in the air, and King Booker's pinky up in the air, it never would have happened if it wouldn't have been for the Macho Man and the lovely Elizabeth. So I think it's yes, she deserves a spot inside the Hall of Fame. Hopefully, she'll get there. Despite achieving incredible heights in professional wrestling, the last days of Chris Benoit's life make him impossible to induct into the WWE Hall of Fame. Benoit is considered to be one of the greatest in-ring technicians of all time. Known for his aggressive and high-paced style, Benoit won championships in every promotion he stepped foot in. His greatest accomplishment was winning the Royal Rumble and going on to become the World Heavyweight Champion in WWE at WrestleMania 20. Of course, the choices he made in his life make an induction into the Hall of Fame out of the question, as he killed his wife and son before taking his own life in 2007. Considered to be one of the more controversial stars in pro wrestling, New Jack made a name for himself in ECW. There, he became a 3-time tag team champion, emphasizing his hardcore style. He was also known for shooting on his opponents, most famously in the 1996 mass transit incident where New Jack injured a 17-year-old aspiring pro wrestler by severing 2 of his arteries with a blade. While this matter went to court and would be thrown out, Jack tweeted years later, "I don't feel bad at all," showing no remorse for his actions. In another incident in 2004, Jack would be hit with stiff shots from Hunter Red, which led to Jack stabbing Red with a metal blade. While he passed away in 2021, given the nature of his in-ring career, it's safe to say WWE has no interest in a posthumous Hall of Fame induction for him. Before becoming a trainer and coach for WWE, Bill DeMott went by the ring name Hugh Morris. After a stint with ECW, he signed with WCW and began appearing in a singlet with question marks on it. He was called the Laughing Man Hugh Morris. After the fall of WCW, Morris would become a part of WWE and wrestled for the company for a few years. In 2004, DeMott had done commentary on Velocity and then became a full-time trainer as well as a booker for WWE's developmental territory at the time, Deep South Wrestling. By 2007, he would be released from the company and replaced by Dr. Tom Pritchard. After a run on the independent circuit, DeMott returned to WWE as the head trainer for Tough Enough and later took on the role as the head trainer for NXT. After being accused by dozens of WWE trainees of mistreatment and abuse, DeMott would be released by the company in 2015, as this will certainly keep him out of the Hall of Fame. Known for his roles in creative for WWE, WCW, and even TNA, Vince Russo is a name many wrestling fans are familiar with. During his time as the head of creative for WWE, he oversaw what is commonly referred to as the Attitude Era, which drew big ratings for the company. He would also draw the ire of fans for his time booking in WCW, where he booked himself to win the World Heavyweight title. When asked if he wanted to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, Vince Russo told the Hannibal TV, "Absolutely not, bro. The Hall of Fame is Vince McMahon validating you. Bro, listen, we've seen the character of Vince McMahon in the last year. I don't need validation. I know what I did at the WWE. My numbers will be there forever. Nobody is ever going to erase the numbers. Bro, listen. Bro, to me, my wife and kids, that's my validation. I care about what my kids think of me. I care about what kind of a husband I've been to my wife of 40 years. I care about my relationship with my dad who's going to be 92 years old. These are the things that are important to me. I mean, people that really know me, yes, it is very important to me when you ask my kids, what can you tell me about your father? But to be validated by Vince McMahon, who's paying off women for NDAs and sex, bro, I don't need or want or am interested in the validation of Vince McMahon." After making his name in Mexico, Alberto Del Rio would find himself in WWE in a big way. As an aristocrat, Del Rio became an immediate star, going on to become a multiple-time world champion in the company. He's held many titles and had a ton of high-profile feuds. In the aftermath of his WWE career, he had a public falling out with his partner and fellow WWE star Paige, and later had many legal issues. While his most recent charges were dropped late in 2021, it's likely that WWE will steer clear of associating with Del Rio. When asked if he has the qualifications to enter the WWE Hall of Fame, Alberto told Sportskeeda, "Yes, of course I do. I've been saying this about the Hall of Fame for a long time. It's just this week we decided to put it out there and see what people think about it. If people check all my interviews, they always say you have won everything, all the titles, all the major titles around the world in the most important companies. What else is there for Alberto Del Rio to accomplish? I always say the Hall of Fame. I do have the credentials. Just go and check my records. There's many performers in the Hall of Fame who are there already because they deserve deserve it. But if you check their records, you check one and the other, I have more accomplishments than some of them or most of them. However you want to see it. I was saying this yesterday in an interview with my friend Alvaro from the newspaper AS from Spain. It's not about if you like me or not. When you were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, it's not about if some fans like you and some fans don't like you. It's about how much you have accomplished in this business, how much you have brought to this business. If you check all the titles that I've won in all the companies that I've worked for, I deserve to be there. It's just a simple matter. That's my dream. I hope one day I can accomplish that dream and be in that amazing scenario. I always tell my girlfriend Teresa about what the Hall of Fame ceremony is, and I just put it out there like this. It's like the Oscars of pro wrestling. Remembered as one of the all-time great in-ring talents of pro wrestling, Owen Hart's career was legendary. Coming from the Hart family, wrestling was in his blood. Owen would have a great deal of success in WWE, becoming a 4-time tag team champion, 2-time intercontinental champion, and European champ. While his career and skills warrant inclusion into the WWE Hall of Fame, his untimely death is the reason he will never get in. As the Blue Blazer, his superhero persona, Owen would be lowered from the rafters during the Over the Edge pay-per-view in 1999, where a malfunction caused him to fall to his death. WWE would be more than happy to honor Owen's career, but his widowed wife Martha Hart has no interest in this. Following Mark Henry's Hall of Fame induction speech, where the world's strongest man asked Martha to allow Owen to be inducted, Martha would respond saying, "They don't even have a hallway of fame. It doesn't exist. There's nothing. It's a fake entity. There's nothing real or tangible. It's just an event they have to make money. They put it on TV and have a celebration, and it's just so ridiculous. I would never even entertain it. It's garbage." And these were wrestlers that WWE will never induct into the Hall of Fame. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.